In Affinity 3, you can use the data merge feature to generate document pages automatically from rows in a spreadsheet or CSV file. It says it here, data merge. I've created a CSV file and I'm just going to quickly show you. Here it is, very basic one. So it's just got 3 columns and it's got 10 records. Of course, you may have a far more complicated one than that. Let's just go back to this. And I want to generate this data merge now. In Affinity Publisher, it was done slightly differently, but I'm now just going to go over here in layout. And this is the key things. You've got pixel, vector, and layout. So in layout, then just go over here to the tool, and I'm just going to find the tool. Here it is, data merge layout tool. Select that. And I'm just going to click at the top and just drag down all the way across the entire A4 document. Now, of course, you may be using different things in A4, but I'm using A4. So now I've got this like this. And by default, it's 2 by 2. So it will create an entry here and will then create the next entry here and next entry here and next entry here and so on. But you can change that order. And you can see here, you've got this. This is the context toolbar at the bottom. And you can find that in the view and context toolbar, and you've got show. And you can see you've got options here for preserve cell size, etc., etc. But also you've got like guttering as well. So you might decide, you want to say 10. So you've got a bit of guttering there. You can see a bit of gutter there, and you just want to enter the entries there. Of course, how you actually create it depends on your labels, how it's actually set up on the page. No point in printing it off if it's going to be printing in the wrong place. So of course, you've got to match the reality of the paper you've got. Okay, next thing to do is you've got layout order as well, so you can change that as well. So you can go here, when assigning cells, the merge works through the rows first, so it goes down rows, or it will use columns, so it'll just do columns, that order. So it's useful if you want to change things. By default, it's columns. And you can also show record order. You can just click there, you can see that order, which is nice as well, a nice feature if you're not aware of the order it's going to do that. So if we just select that one, then you click there, you can see the order that it's going to do it. So let's turn that off, put it back to the default. And you can see I've got 2 by 2. I don't want that because I want more than that. So I'm going to go, say, for 5. And you can see then I've got 5 things. Now, I don't know, obviously, how your various labels are set up, so it's going to vary. You might want 6 or 7, etc. Okay, the next thing, you want actually something on your label. So I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to use this, the frame text tool, and just click and drag. Now I've got the ruler being shown. You can set that by going to view and show. There's a lovely rulers, text ruler, etc. So you can see you've got the length there, so you can see that it's going to be 70 or 80, etc. You might want that if you've got, say, a certain length of document. And click there again, and I'm going to go with, this is going to be the other column, and click here. I'm going to go with name, and you can of course reposition it, move it around, and do all kinds of other things. You can also add other, maybe a logo, etc., or an image, whatever. But I'm just going to have these 3 entries. Now at this point, I haven't brought in any actual data yet. And the data is brought in by using this panel here, the data merge panel. You can find that in window and go down to layout, because all this is in layout. So layout, just go to layout and data merge. See it there. And of course, when you do that, you end up losing it. So let's just go bring it back. We want data merge. Then go to add data file. So all you need to do is a CSV file or spreadsheet, etc. I don't know what formats are available, but I always generally go with CSV. So there's my comics.csv that I've just created very quickly, and click open. And now it will show you the information within that file. And you can see you've got reveal, so click there, it will show you the actual file, which of course we've just selected. So close that, and let's go back to it again. You can replace, refresh, etc. Also, you can click here and you can set it to be comma or semicolon to sort of separate the various entries. I'm going with comma, and quotes, nope, none. Unfortunately, it always defaults back to those settings. So you may not want that. Just have to set it to none every time if that's what you want. Also, you notice here, use all records or arrange. You can click there and you can set it so it only brings in 3 to 6, say. You might want a very narrow selection, but I want all records. There's 10 of them. And also you've got advanced data tool, so it shows you the data. You can also go here, you've got range, exactly the same as before, 1 to 10. Filter, you can set up rules, so you can say only use that line, that row, if its name is equal to Avengers or starts with, there's a selection of options. If you click add rule, you can see name there. You can just set up ones if it's this or that, etc. There's obviously not every single possible variation, but you can certainly control it a little bit. And there's also scripts, etc. I'm not going to get into that. So close that. And you can also preview the record. And you can see here, I've got one. I can go through those, but at the moment, nothing is linked back. So to do that, you just go over here, text frame again, make certain you select these frames. Again, just go over there, make certain it's selected, and insert field. You need to link it back to an entry. Without that, it's just not going to know what to do, where to put it. Sometimes this doesn't seem to actually be active. Don't know why. I've noticed if I go here to the move tool, back again, text frame, do it a couple of times, it seems to rejig it and it does allow you to insert fields. So click that. I'm going to go with name. If you go back to the CSV file, you can see if I go back to the numbers there, name. It's the header there. So I've got the header, issue, and enemy. And again, let's go back to Affinity. And now, again, I can do the next one. So click that one. And again, insert field, click there, issue. And again, this one. And I can go insert field, enemy. And of course, you can then apply various things. You don't have to have them the same font. You could go with different fonts. You could tweak this, the size of this. You've got all the options, standard options for text. Just go to window and you can see text here, character, etc. So you can manipulate it in countless ways. Maybe add logos, etc. to your design. And you can see what's happened. Because I've got these entries on the screen, I've got 10. It should generate it on a single page when it comes to run it. If you've got 500 records, take a long time to do it, not by manual, it will generate, obviously 500, it's going to generate 50 pages. The mathematics of that, I think it's 50. Yes, 50 would make sense with 10 entries on it. Now, of course, make certain you actually, just print obviously one out and just test it that it actually matches. Otherwise, you're going to have to rejig it so all the positions actually match your labels. Otherwise, it's going to be slightly off printing, isn't it? It's going to be slightly off and it would look a bit silly. So we've got those. All we need to do now is go down here. The option that I'm going to use is generate. Just click that. That's it. And there you have it. Super quick. Avengers, obviously it's only 10 entries. So you've got there all those and you can see it's just generated on one page. And that is that, which you can now print off. So let's just go here, file, and then just down here to print. And you can see if I did that, print it, hopefully my labels would actually match that. So it would actually come out all nicely for me to send off to various people or whatever. So cancel that. However, what if you've updated something, you've added another entry and you want another entry to be generated within this? It does seem to go slightly a bit odd doing it again, I have noticed. Maybe me, please put in the comments if you find the same thing when you try and refresh it and just rejig it to create, say, additional new entries. You might have added like 15 or 20 additional records. Run it again, it does seem to go slightly wrong. I don't know why. But again, that may be just me. So that's data merge in Affinity 3. As I mentioned, it was in Affinity Publisher. It was slightly different. I did a video earlier about it. They'd done it slightly with different names of various things. Someone pointed this out to me, saying the data merge, that feature seemed to be different. So this is an updated video for Affinity 3. Bye.